I do like a life update? Hey, this is why, or do I just...
Yes.
Okay.
Be like, I'm back, bitches, motherfucker, I'm back.
Okay, I'll do that. Yes.
And do it now. Do it right now while I give you all this energy. Like, right the fuck now, because as soon as every minute you step away from this camera, you're gonna go in that little head of yours.
Yeah, that's true.
Do it right the fuck now. Hang the fuck up. Turn the camera. Said, fuck it. Gary V made me do this, and give him a fucking life update.
Oh no.
Fuck the lighting. Fuck the script. Talk about your fucking life.
Okay. I love it. Yeah. All right. I will do that.
Good.
Thank you.
Love you.
Thank you. Love you too. Oh my gosh, I freaking turned on this camera. Wow, I didn't. Okay, I have to do it now. I have to start. I have to talk. Okay, first off, I'm gonna set the tone because I'm really nervous and I did not plan on filming this video today. So I'm going to woosah a little bit. I've been really into incense. This one, an incense is called the Moon. Yeah, still on those vibes. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me calm myself. I've been really into, like, you know, connecting like to your senses, like when I'm nervous or and I'm anxious, kind of like, it's like kind of grounding me into like my body, getting out of my mind, and helping me connect to the now. Like when you smell, that's getting out of your head and it's like making you present with like the scent, the smell. That's why like having things like lavender is good for you, because lavender is supposed to help with anxiety. And through you smelling it, you're transforming your attention to the present, which is the smell that you're smelling, instead of like the chaos that's happening in your mind. I wish I had a lavender, but I used it all, so we're just gonna have to like deal with what we have going on here. Let's see how I can put it. Okay, and then also another thing that I really like to do is like burn a candle, but a candle that doesn't have like a scent. Okay, hold on. Yeah, the candle that doesn't have a scent, it's usually like a white candle, and it's really supposed to be like good for like cleansing and just bringing in positive energy. Okay, so these are like the things that I like to do to kind of like, for me personally, to help center myself. Okay, how do I want to sit? I don't even know how I want to sit. Whoa, okay, fuck. Oh my gosh. By the way, I kind of curse more now. I don't know what happened to me, but like I used to never curse, and now I'm always, I don't know. It's a good way to express myself, okay? I used to be that person that's like, can you use another word to the, you know, like I didn't like cursing because I felt like people who were cursing wasn't like intelligent enough. This is not true, but I was just kind of like, you know, you can use another word. You don't have to use that. You're just being lazy, and to like, you're not thinking of like a better word that you can use than like fuck or like damn. Anyways, okay, let me breathe. This is another thing that I've learned through, you know, helping getting out of my mind is breathing. Inhaling in through your nose and exhaling out through your mouth with your mouth like open. So I'm gonna do 3 of those, okay? Join me if you'd like. This is actually really good practice for when you're like an overthinker, or you're experiencing anxiety, or you're just scared or whatever, worrying. Breathing in for 4 seconds through your nose, and then holding it for 4 seconds, and then breathing out, exhaling or breathing out through your mouth open for 4 seconds, and then doing that for as long as you can until you start to feel better. But probably like 3 times. I like to start off with that. Anyways, okay. If you did that too, how do you feel? I don't know. I feel like I just took a hit of some weed, even though I would never smoke. I've never smoked a day in my life. I'm from Cali. I'm from LA, so like I've been around it. Everybody that I know smokes, but yeah, it's a common thing. But I just never. I think because I grew up around it, I never like cared about the hype of it. Plus I'm anxious, which for me, I'm a control freak. So I used to be, I'm trying to get better at that or whatever. I'm trying to get better at being a control freak. But because of me struggling with like anxiety and overthinking, I felt like the only way for me to like I needed to be in control or something bad was going to happen or something. So yeah, that's even has to do with my body. I don't really like drinking. I do it every now and then, very like seldomly, maybe once a month, and that's usually when I'm like around, like if I'm like partying. What do you mean partying? I don't party, but if I'm like out with a group of people, like I'll do it maybe sometimes. You know, I'm not into like peer pressure. Like I can be around people and not and like be the only sober person in the group. But sometimes I may feel it. Like sometimes I'm like, you know, but it's not often. Anyways, so I wouldn't even say like once a month. I don't even know, to be honest. But I did drink for the first time in a while, like a long, like months, like a couple weeks, like a week or two ago, because I had my high school reunion of 10 years. That's so crazy. Anyways, but moving on. So what was I saying? I don't know. I'm just like yapping because I'm nervous. Well, I feel kind of better. Oh, that's what I was saying. I feel better after like when you meditate, you get this like head high kind of like, especially when you're like doing the breath work. Sometimes meditating, you're just focusing on your breath. But at first, for me, when I first start to meditate, I like to center myself or kind of quiet my mind. And I do that by doing those like inhales, exhales for like 3 to 4 times. So yeah, now I feel lighter and less in my mind, even though as I was meditating, one of the first things not meditating, while I was doing that breath thing, the first thing that came into my mind was, this is stupid. And now the thing is, like, when you're trying to connect with yourself, let's just say that, and you're trying to like decipher whether your anxiety or like whatever is speaking to you, or if it's like your true self speaking to you, like obviously I know like that you're stupid, just as stupid was like me, like the other part of me, not the true part to me. It was like other people's voices or what I think other people will be thinking. So I just ignore it and then keep going with my breathing. Anyways, I'm here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so wow, that was a lot of talking. Okay, so it is currently October 14th, 2024, and it is 10:08 a.m. And I did not plan on recording this video at all today. So let me kind of give you guys like a setting, the tone, the scene. I don't know if you guys remember, but I used to be a big fan of this guy named Gary Vaynerchuk. He is an entrepreneur, a very well-known entrepreneur that I have followed for years and I've looked up to for years. And I have like been blessed to have been able to see him in person, I think a couple times. And then I like was able to be on his live events. He does this thing called Tea with Gary V, or he does like these Q&A lives where he brings on people like that follows him, and you can ask him questions and everything like that. So he's a very well-known, pretty much famous, I would say, entrepreneur. Yeah, he has a lot of experience and knowledge, and he's helped me kind of grow my channel, to be honest. Like, I've used a lot of like, you know, when I was really watching his videos and applying them, I was doing really well on my channel, and just, you know, everything like that. Very like motivating, inspirational, all that stuff. Very good at like talking about like social media and how to grow your social media, how to market yourself, market your business, So I pretty much randomly, I haven't been on social media too often, like just watching. I don't know. I haven't really been following him, but then I think I got like, I forget what it was, but I got like a message, or like I saw something, I forget what it was, but I saw that he was going on live and he was bringing back something that he does called Tea with Gary V, which is where he sits down, drinks tea, and like brings on people like on live with him for them to ask him a question. And this time we had to like submit our questions beforehand. And once again, this amazing man has like millions of followers and people like. So I was just like, sometimes when you see that, you're like, you don't even try to apply because you're like, oh, he's not gonna get me, like he's not gonna whatever. But something told me to just like try. At the moment, I didn't even know what question I wanted. I just wanted to like get in front of him and yeah. So, or like, be able to like talk to him. So I just entered. I had to like submit like a form and everything like that. And I had to download an app that I never used before. So that was like different. And it took like 30 minutes. Like it was a struggle getting the app because anyways. So I did that and I applied and I thought of one question, but then I was like, oh, that's not a good question. Let me think of a more general question that I know that could help other people, not just myself. Because I wanted to like focus on like, how can I, but I was like, you know what, what's a question that I know it would help everyone? And then I just said something around the lines of like, how do you stand out when other people are doing similar things? How do you stand out? Like, how do you make your business stand out or your social media stand out when other people are doing similar things, kind of thing? Which is funny because I feel like I'm actually good at that, but I feel like I have doubted myself a lot recently or just whatever. So I submitted it. Long story short, they responded back. Oh my gosh. And I had like said it to like when I submitted it, I was like, they're going to pick me. Because I was just like, trying to put good energy out there. And yeah, a day or two later, I got the response that I was chosen. So this is my second time going on Tea with Gary V. The last time I did it was like, I don't even remember. I'll have to put the video or something here or something. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. But it was like a couple years ago, which I know is not a coincidence. I believe in like timing of things and connections and all that stuff like that. Things connecting, blah, blah, blah.
Jess, how are you?
Hi. Hello. I'm good. How are you?
I'm well.
So my question is pretty much, I've been struggling with trying to stay true to myself. I am, I make videos on YouTube, and I've been doing this for about 3 years or so. I started off doing natural hair. Honestly, I was just always a creative person, but I just decided to try to do creative stuff to my hair just because I was in that journey at that time in my life. And as I got older, I kind of realized that I really just want to inspire other girls to love themselves naturally, like promote natural beauty. Because I mean, I know when I first started, I could not get on like the computer, or I mean, I couldn't go on video without makeup. I couldn't walk out the house. I had to just, everything was just perfect, and I just cared about how I looked. But as I got older, I was like, that stuff doesn't really matter. But now it's like, now that I'm transitioning into natural beauty and love yourself, I feel like the audience that I already built, they want the natural hair, glammed girl, and
you've got to adjust. You got to leave them behind. I live this, Jess. Do you know how? I mean, my first year of doing business content and not wine content, my audience was on tilt. And they just, and a lot of them, and 90% of them left.
Yeah.
Just like you have the self-esteem, and I'm so proud of you to not give a fuck about quote unquote looking perfect. You now have to not give a fuck about losing viewers and subscribers. That's your next step.
Yeah, and that's true. And then also, I try to promote. This is like, I mean, the natural hair community is pretty much you know, girls who rock their natural hair, and I used to not like follow anyone else because I'm very competitive, and I can't get into the state where I'm like trying to compare myself. But I feel like I'm closed off into the community, so I've tried to go out and follow other girls and everything like that. But then I find myself like, okay, well, they get a lot of views because they're doing, and then they're keeping on trend, and they're showing the makeup, and then I'm like overthinking myself.
You've got to get jealousy and envy out of your body. You got to practice. Their success and happiness has nothing to do with you. The world is abundant, Jess. They're not stealing your views.
Yeah.
Darling, listen to me. The world is abundant. Nobody's stealing your views. I know so many people that are competitive with other influencers and content makers. It's destroying them. As if somebody else's success has anything to do with you. It's a very ugly trait. Envy and jealousy is a fucking poison. It's poison. You should be happy for them.
Yeah.
You got to learn this. You got to learn this. I'm telling you right now. You don't train this one. You don't tweak this one. You're going to be in a bad place forever. People, tearing down somebody else's building to make your building feel big is loser shit.
And I do care about, I want others to be successful. It's just hard trying to rebrand myself when I see,
you know where this is going. Yeah, you know you're not going to win this game because you already know I can feel your smartness on this because you've already, look, you have the luxury of being naturally beautiful, so it's been easy to go natural, but like, listen to me. You have to go back to 0 followers in your mind. That's what I did.
Yeah.
You have to go back to 0. And I'm telling you right now, you will pick up a bigger audience of being your true self than trying to hold on to just hack the algorithm or the fan base for another view. You're not that girl anymore.
Yeah, and that's so
by the way,
true.
This is a big deal just because this is about to happen to everybody because kids are about to get more famous more often earlier because of TikTok and YouTube and Instagram, but then they're going to go through life and they're not going to be the same person.
And that's true. I even told myself, I'm like, I wish I could just start from 0 because I feel like all of my subscribers are not even, like what is the point? I'm not even. Yeah, in my head, yes, you're right.
Pretty much long story short, I got accepted, and today was the day at 9:00 a.m. he was going on live. I was the 6th person in the line to to go on live with him and ask my question. And so I wake up this morning, and I'm feeling good, but I'm feeling like nervous. I also kind of woke up a little later than I would have liked. I had planned on waking up like at a ridiculous time. Not really, like around I wanted to wake up like around 5 or 6 a.m., which I do that I do that a lot of times because I have a lot that I have to do in a day, and I feel better. I'm not a morning person. Well, I don't really like to wake up early in the morning, but I do it because I have to, because it gives me more time throughout the day to like get stuff done, do my morning routine, tap into myself, you know, take care of myself before I start and doing a lot of stuff. So I am one of those crazy people that like to wake up. Like if I wake up at 5 a.m. or around 5 a.m. and between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. every a morning, I have my best, most productive day, and I feel the best. So anyways, long story short, I tried to do that. I didn't wake up in time. I woke up around like 7:40 something. So I like got out of bed, and then I do this thing every morning where I call my like morning routine. Well, it's my morning routine, but I like to call it like my morning ritual, which is similar to routine, but ritual is something that you do every day, but it has more intention behind it. A routine is kind of like you just do it because you're trying to get to a result. A ritual is a routine but with intention. So you're doing it because it's actually like, it's more than just a result. You're like being present in it, and it's like brushing your teeth. It's like something that you I don't know, it's more of an experience rather than like you're trying to get to an end result. So that's why I like to use the word ritual, because it's kind of like important for me to wake up every morning early before I start my day to like meditate and to journal and to like do whatever I do, you know, do some yoga, stretching, you know, work out sometimes, certain things like that. That's going to be essential for me. It's my like me time to get myself right, and also to kind of figure out what I need to prioritize throughout that day and blah, blah, blah. So I did that like in the shortest bit. I did it like quick this morning because I kind of woke up late, and then I started like getting ready and stuff. Okay. I wrote down what questions. I kind of like prepared myself. But then in the midst of that, something happened within my life, okay? Not something bad, but like something irritated me. Let's just say that. And I got into this like irritated state and had a little chaotic moment a little bit because I was irritated. And normally like I would get pissed off because like I was already pissed off, but normally I would like, that would make me like overthink everything. So I'm like, no, I'm supposed to be in this zen state, this like zen form, like this calm state, because I'm about to see that like one of my favorite people in the world, like one of my most looked up to people. And I'm like, oh, how like all this chaos is happening before I'm about to start. I'm not gonna be mentally prepared. But those were like thoughts in my mind that I didn't like feed, you know, like normally I would. And what I mean by feeding is like you overthinking it and then like sitting in it, and then it was just there. I could feel it, but I didn't like pay any attention to it. I just kept doing, like I was making my tea because it was tea with Gary Vee, you know, and I was just like, everything's gonna be fine. I was just like preparing. So anyways, I got on the live, and he chose me. Eventually it was my time to go, and it's like you always have like what you want to prepare in your mind and then you get on the video with the person, and then yeah, your mind goes blank. And so for me, yeah, I had this whole thing, like I had like questions written out and yeah, I just kind of blabbered whatever that first thing that came to my mind, and somehow he understood it. And then I was kind of pretty much asking him, like telling him, because he seen me a couple years ago, and a couple years ago I was asking the same question as far as like, you know, if I grew out of love for what I like, what happens when you want to change what you like do on a channel? Like say for example, I started this channel off of doing hair and beauty and that kind of thing, and it was like, you know, I was at that point a couple years ago where I wanted to kind of change that and do more of what like I felt like something different, you know. And he told me pretty much like I should do it, you know, and also prepare that I'm probably gonna lose a lot of followers or a lot of viewers and blah blah blah, and a lot of sponsorships, because I am changing what I'm doing, but it's worth it. And that he did it, and he ended up bringing it around, blah blah blah. So that's the long story short of that. Maybe I'll add a clip or something, I don't know. But so yeah, and then I had my whole, like, what do you call it, like, I don't even know what you would call it, like spiritual journey, spiritual path, spiritual awakening. And then, like, I got into, like, back into astrology because I used to love astrology, but I got into it, like, deeper, like, more, not just the regular astrology that everybody knows. I got into, like, real astrology, like your astrology chart and blah, blah, blah. And then I was trying to, you guys remember, I was trying to, like, post a little bit of that here and there. And although I knew that there were some people that were interested still in it. And, but yeah, but then the people who would comment, it was like, I received more comments of, like, more people that was not into that than, like, people who were. And it was causing me to, like, doubt and question myself and my beliefs and what was true for me. And I didn't like that. So I ended up leaving. And that's why I left, because I was like, I need to get away from the noise of other people telling me what I should do and what they think is best and what is right and wrong in their point of view. And I need to get away so I can hear myself. Like, I can know, like, what is best for me. Listen to what myself is telling me rather than other people. But I did it in an extreme way. Obviously, I kind of left. But then when I left, I ended up, like, starting different channels. Some people, like, found my channels, but I was just like, I, like, did, like, 2 or 3 different channels again. And I was just, like, experimenting and trying to figure out, like, what was my lane. And in the midst of that, a lot of things has happened. Like, oh my gosh, I can't even, like, how much time do I have? Oh my gosh, I don't even have that much time left. I'm gonna have to, like, make some more space on my phone. But yeah, in the midst of that, or actually maybe I should just do that now. Yeah, let me do it now. 1 second. Okay, only 3 minutes left. Dang. Okay, so in the midst of that, a lot of things has happened, okay? From December, when I left my last live video, when I think back, I just cringe because that girl is so different. Like, I love her because she was on the beginning. She didn't realize, like, I don't know, I didn't realize, I'm saying she, but yeah, it is like a different, it's like I'm the same person but different. Like, just more, just, I don't know how to describe it. Like, more evolved, I guess. I don't even know how to describe it. I'm more in tune with, like, what I was changing into, like, what I was evolving into, like I'm on my path more now, as to, like, before I didn't really know where I was going, but I knew something needed to change, and I needed to, like, break out of this box that I felt like I had put myself in, and I was, like, being, like, I have been put in for a while. So yeah, a lot of stuff has happened between here and now. And I always told myself, like, you know, I'm not gonna come back to that channel until, like, I am successful doing what I'm doing, so I can, like, prove to, like, that girl who was doubting that girl, as in my older self in December, who was doubting herself, but also, like, low-key proving to the people that I felt like were doubting the things that I was talking about, like, you know, being spiritually connected and just, like, astrology and all this stuff like that. So anyways, now I'm here because when I was on the video chat with Gary Vee, or the live, he pretty much told me, like, he told me some shit. He, like, checked me, and he told me that I left due to, like, my own, like, insecurities of being, like, showing my journey, and it was an insecurity thing where I left. And that's true, because I was insecure about, like, this change that I was going through, and it doesn't help when other people are telling you what you're doing or changing into, or your interest is wrong. You know, as much as I'm a person that don't give a fuck what other people think, it's noise, and I don't need the noise, but at the same time, I don't know. So I was in a sensitive spot at that time. So I do think it was necessary for me to like go. Okay, I had to make some more space on my candle. Not my candle. Oh my gosh, the incense is really going cray. Okay. So, okay, so yeah, pretty much long story short, because I feel like this video is going to be like hours long, and I kind of want to just break up everything in sections. And plus, this is our first date back, getting to kind of like, you know, when you haven't seen somebody in a long time and you go on a date with them and you kind of get an update. Well, I'm always the type of person that doesn't like to give too much up on the first date, you know? And plus, I have a lot of shit that I need to, like, a lot has changed in my life. So between December 2024 and now, October 2025, a lot has changed in my life, but for the better. I'm so fucking proud of where I am right now. And I'm so happy that I didn't listen to the noise, and I listened to what was in here and what felt right. Not even in here, because your mind can play tricks on you. You don't listen. You're not your thoughts. A lot of stuff happens up here that's because of what other people have told you, or your anxiety, your fears, your childhood stuff, But you gotta get out of here, get out of there, and get in here. And a lot of life, a lot of things that has happened between here and now has been a lot of me listening to this. And obviously I had to learn how to quiet everything, but I feel really fucking proud of myself. And everybody else who who's trying, you know, we're all just living life and trying to figure it out. But you know what? I don't necessarily believe in that statement anymore. I do feel like you don't need to try to figure it out. You just need to have more quiet time with yourself, away from the noise, so you can hear your inner guidance, as like whatever as that may sound. It's true. And we would hear people say that, but then it's like, how do you do that? And there's so many things. It's like, I think we complicate, besides like things that, like unfortunate events that happen in our lives that we have no control over. Other than that, we make life harder than it is. And I know that too, for myself. When like shit is so simple, it could be so easy. We just complicate it because we're not taking enough time to listen to what our freaking selves are telling us. Like our gut feelings, our intuition, our like inner like what feels like right for us. You know, we always need to get validation from other people, and usually the wrong fucking people. I'm sorry, the wrong people. And that is what messes us up, you know? But then it's gonna come back around eventually. What you always want to do, it's always gonna come up. And it's like, it's wanting you to do what you want to do, what you feel, what you know deep down inside is right for you, and to like stop listening to other people. So today it took for me to listen to, I've gotten so many people telling me, like so many, like what you would call it, like signs or synchronicities, and just like connecting with other people telling me certain things. And I think like I kind of knew, like once I would talk to Gary Vee, because he's just, I literally feel like he's like an angel in disguise in his own way. And he's like, man, yeah, I like his fire, the fire in him. I like the way that he like talks. You know, a lot of people don't really like that he curses, or that he's just like so like in your face. And I love that shit. Like, like, that is me on the inside. Like, I appear like this little sweet, little innocent girl, which I'm not a girl, I'm a woman, okay? Even though I know I still dress like, you know, like, that's my inner child. This is like I like to express myself in a youthful way. Or not even youthful, I'm only saying that, whatever. Anyways, but I like somebody to tell me like it is. Somebody who knows, who's living their truth. I don't need anybody else's opinion who is not living their truth and hasn't been successful doing it. And when I say successful, that doesn't have to mean through money. It means like happiness. How happy are they? Because people can have money but be miserable. Clearly, we all know that. So I just love and appreciate Gary Vee for like lighting that fire under my butt that I know I needed, and I know it was there. I was just, like you said, in my mind, questioning myself, doubting myself, allowing my insecurities and my overthinking to sway me, and obviously like not wanting to come back on here and have to restart and deal with like people who are gonna have different opinions. I don't know. It was just freeing when I was able to start over and be. It was so freeing, but I still feel like I needed to go flap my wings and connect with so many other people who got it, who are on like-minded people, and I did that. Like, I have no doubt in my mind that I'm on the right path, and at this point, if anybody feels differently, then it's okay. Like, I know that we are not meant to connect. And I know I said that too. Like, I know those are not my people, and it's okay, even if they used to be. But really, did they? I don't know. It's just kind of like, no one can know the true you if you just like make videos based on like what you look like, more outer stuff. Like, that could apply to everybody. But when I start talking about my true interest in who I am and what I like personally, like, it makes sense that the people who are just like there for exterior are not gonna, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like when you see a girl who's really beautiful and you want to be friends with her because just of how she looks. But then you start to be friends with her just because of like superficial stuff. Like, you guys like to dress the same way, and you guys both like, you know, think each other are attractive and just certain things like that. And it feels good to be with a friend who looks cute or whatever. But then as you guys get to know each other and you realize, oh, this friend likes this and you actually don't really like that, or vice versa. And then that's when it's like, oh, did you guys get together for the right reasons? I mean, even relationships, you know, you get with people based on because they look attractive, and then you just like rush into the relationship without getting to know these people. And then when you start to really know their interests, you may not even like agree with it or whatever. So that's why it's important. And that's why I'm on this journey right now, where it's like, I think it's okay to be friends with people who you just like because you like to both dress up great. And that's fine. But I'm at the point in my life where I want deeper, more authentic connections. And so that's why I have like, that's where my evolution has gone, and I know that that's where I've always wanted. That was always my thing. Yeah, so Gary Vee pretty much told me to, like, at the end of everything, he was like, literally like, go turn on the camera now and tell, because I was like, what do I do? Do I give them a life update, or do I just go straight into? He's like, no, you tell them like, I'm back, bitch. He was like, yeah, like, I'm back, you should tell. So this is my I'm back bit. As much as I like curse, I mean, I curse every now and then. I still don't like the B word for some reason. I don't know. I don't even know if he said that. I think he said, I'm back, motherfucker. Okay, there's certain words I still have a weird. I'm such a granny. Oh my gosh. I need to stop saying that, because there are grannies that's just like generalizing, stereotyping. But anyways, this is my I'm back video, I guess. I hate that because I feel like I used to do those so much back. But yeah, I am back for now. You know, I did always say that I was going to continue showing up as long as people watched, and I do agree with that. I do think I did leave. I had to leave. Like, I definitely felt like that was necessary. And oh my gosh, I have so many updates to tell you guys. Like, oh my gosh, like I started, should I even tell you everything? Like, I wouldn't even tell you everything. No, I won't even tell you. Well, should I tell you guys a little bit? Like, I mean, at this point, I know what I want to do. I, like, have started already. I've, like, achieved a lot of great things, and I'm excited to share everything with you guys. I'm trying to think of what I should say, or should I just leave you guys hanging? I think I'm gonna leave you guys hanging because I want to wait. Because I think this is good enough. But just know, I'm still on the same ish that I left off with. I'm still very much into spiritual wellness and holistic wellness. I'm still into astrology. I am officially an astrologer and intuitive astrologer. And that's officially, like, I've already given so many readings. Like, I've done, I've given astrology readings to, like, so many people. Hundreds probably at this point. I don't even know. And, like, I've like, got my credentials for that. I have my actual experience in that. Right now, also, like, I'm, like, hosting these things that are called women circles, where you gather women together who are, like-minded, so who are also into spiritual wellness and astrology, and just know, and just kind of like that, those themes, holistic health, holistic health, healing, and not the cliche healing, like real shit, like, you know, obviously these terms we've heard, but yeah, not the fluffy stuff, you know, like deep stuff, like just mental health, but more like mental and spiritual. Like, I always used to be, I went to college, well, my second major was a psychology major, my first one was a fashion design, and yeah, I wanted to be a psychologist. And then when I learned about, like, spirituality and spiritual wellness, you know, and then I ended up meeting people who would combine the two, who would be psychologists and also, like, mix, like, spiritual wellness, spirituality. And I thought that was so dope. But I do think right now, because I don't plan on going back to college anytime soon, that was always my backup plan. You know, and I think that was the biggest thing too. Like, I told myself when I got to a certain age that if I wasn't where I needed to be and I wasn't successful, then I was going to go back to college. And now I'm so happy to say that I don't think I'm going to need to do that. Because I've gotten enough, like, I know what I want to do, and I have gotten so much, like, I know that it's what I'm meant to do because I've actually done it, like, on people. Like, I've had so many, like sessions and readings and just certain things like that with people. I've gotten the experience to know, like, that I know what I'm doing and this is right for me. And also, like, there's just so much, like, also I've, like, done a lot. I did the thing that I didn't do, and that's got offline. Like, through this time, like, I got a different job. Like, I went back and just so many things, and I, like, was putting myself out there in the real world. And for so long, I was living, like, I spent so many years as a social media person, and I was so dependent on, like, just being in my house and talking to people online, and I wasn't, like, out. I wasn't in real life. Like, not real life, not to say this isn't real life, but, like, in person. And I have currently more experience in person now than online. It's just the weirdest thing. So everything in life happens for a reason. If you're watching this, especially if you're still watching this, then clearly you resonate with me, or you're just nosy and wanted to see either or. I do know that, you know, this video is gonna be like, you're watching this for a reason. Whether you take that reason or you whatever, it's just it's up to you to do whatever you want with it. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I am back, I guess, for now. And, you know, yeah, for those who resonate with me, then we're gonna have fun. And I want to be able to, like, yeah, just stay for the ride, I guess. No expectations. But I'm just gonna do what feels right for me, share what feels right for me. I don't really know exactly, I don't have a plan. But just, I guess, to share kind of little bits of what I've been doing. And I still love, like, obviously you guys can see, I still like dressing cute. But it's gonna be, like, natural. I guess I want this channel to be, like, a blend of the old version of me, the old version JessCreationss, and the new version of me, and merge the two. I think my biggest thing was I thought I had to, like, let one go to one, to, like, feel like be respected in one, in the new version. I had to let the old JessCreationss go, the creative one, and I had to be, like, this, like, professional person and take my, like, new path seriously. When I realized, no, you can merge the two, which, duh, but I didn't know at the time how to. And I still kind of feel a little bit like, how am I going to do that that's authentic? You know, balancing the two. Balance is a very key word in this moment, in this time right now. I'm sure you've all been, I know I'm not the only one that's experiencing, like, trying to balance two different things in their lives, or maybe multiple things in their lives. But the key with balance is making sure you're not leaning too far into one area. Like, and if you are, then you pour into the other area that you haven't given enough attention to, or whatever, you know, then you can kind of balance the scales. So anyways, that was a lot of talking, but I think this is a good, like, I'm back video. It leaves, it's a little cliffhanger. It gives you a sprinkle of a little bit of what I've been doing. Just know I'm happy, and I'm just so, like, I don't have any expectations to coming back here. I just literally, like Gary Vee was like, get your ass back onto your channel and be real and authentic to who you are and have no expectations. And also, I'm very humble, because throughout my times of starting my new channels, I literally, like, got, like, I've gotten used to having, like, lower views than I used to have. So I'm like, hey, like, I don't even, like, yeah. So it doesn't even matter. I just feel like, yeah, I just feel like this is right in this moment, and I'm here, and I'm going with the waves. I'm going with the waves of life, you know? So, yeah. Let's do this again. Let's try to do this and see what happens.